Hi, welcome to the video tutorial for a lesson called Which Way Up or Pass the Pig. It's a lesson early in the probability strand. Where you choose to do it, I think, is up to you. Have a think about it. Read the PDF lesson plan. It's from one of the Year 6 activities that I think's got a lot of potential as a way of stepping into probability. The children play a game. So essentially it's about everyday and intuitive probability. In the game of Pass the Pig, what you do is you drop the pig and you note which position it lands on. So if you've got lots of these, great. There are up to 7 different positions it could land on. What you can do is make your own by getting a rubber and cutting it and making a cut along this side from here to about there. So what you end up with is a cuboid with different sides. None of the faces are the same. That's the flat face. So what the pupils have got to do is they've got to play the game. And it could be a bit like in the 3 dice lesson where you say, would this be a good game to play at a summer fair? You'd say, if we're going to play the game, we need to invent the rules. We need to quantify the game. So what they have to do is they have to throw this, and also they've got to name the side or label the side on which it lands. So that they've got to come up with their own names. So there's a lot of consensus here. So this is very much about you posing something, the people's going away and trying it, and then coming back and agreeing. You might even agree to write the number of the side or the label of the side or name the side, like the flat one, the top one, the side one, the 5-sided one, the 3, whatever. They've got to name them. And you say, okay, if we're playing this, so that could take half an hour. If we're playing this game, how are you going to score points? How do we allocate points to the side that it lands on? So I know my family, we like to play 101 rummy, so the first person with 101 is out. So it's easy, just add the scores of the cards up. But here, how do we allocate points to this? Because what you want to realise is the least likely outcome has the highest points. They've got to articulate that and say why, and that is difficult. So obviously, if they decide that this side is the hardest to land on, that might get 10 points, because actually you've got 9, you've got 10. Is it 10? Let's count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You've got 9 possible outcomes. So you've got to give a scoring system. Is it 1 to 9? Or do we give more for the one that's harder to go on? And what words can we use to describe this? So you can bring in probability, you can bring in chance, you can bring in likelihood, you can bring in outcome. So what they've then got to do is they've got to, in their small group of 4, decide on a scoring system, test it, and share that with the whole class. So the whole class reaches a consensus as to what the scoring is going to be, what their likelihood is, and then they can practice it, and then teach it to another class. And they can maybe refine the rules. So they could teach it to a younger class, primary class. If you were the Year 8, they could teach it to the Year 7s. Or they could just go in and teach, as they say, teach another class. It's a really interesting and very simple activity. You do need to destroy lots of rubbers, but I think you'll find it's a lovely activity, and I think this is one we'd like feedback on, because I haven't used the board, I haven't scribed anything, because you can see the process that we're going through in these lessons. It's what the pupils decide. So this lesson is called Pass the Pig, and it's an introduction to probability because it's an everyday intuitive. It's based on likelihood, but you could then mathematise the probability ideas that the pupils come up with in this lesson.